Welcome to Not Your Mama's Book Club,
the spin-off podcast brought to you by the creators of
Not Your Average Mamas. Hey there, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Lindsay.
Join us in Not Your Mama's Book Club, where we escape the chaos of everyday life and immerse ourselves in the captivating world of books.
Whether you're a seasoned reader or just looking for a new adventure, our book club is open to everyone.
So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up, and let's explore the pages together.
Because here at Not Your Mama's Book Club, we believe parenting is more than diapers and discipline.
It's about discovering joy, connection, and endless possibilities. Stay tuned for new episodes and join the revolution of parenting beyond the ordinary.
Let's dive in.
Wow, in my own residence. My own place of origin.
You weren't origined here.
How do you know? My mom gave birth on these very steps.
In this very chair.
There's still the...
No.
There's some afterbirth remnants. Makes me feel at home when I sit in home. Guess what we got?
Starbies!
And you wish you had it.
Or they could be waiting through the drive-thru right now.
Or you could be getting Starbucks, or you don't drink coffee. In that case, don't listen to us.
ASMR episode 1. Just kidding.
It sounded like you said, "Hey, Samar."
Hey, Samar.
My name is Samar now.
My name's Emine.
Emine.
Anyways, welcome to Book
Hold on, I need one more drink.
Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you for that performance. Welcome to Book Club number 4. We finally got our fucking shit together and we know what we're doing for our book club. So
We said it was starting in March.
It's starting in April.
We lied about that because we
switched it to early spring eventually.
We switched it to after the spring equinox.
Yes, because we didn't understand
time.
No. And I feel like 3 months out sounds like a long time, but in like parenthood world, that's really like 5 seconds. So, and then I don't feel like we took into account that we were both like going on vacation for a week. So that like knocked out 2 weeks of our month.
That's
that
true.
was basically the entire month. So
2 weeks is basically the entire month.
Our book club, I will have everything linked in the episode description, and then I will also have everything linked on our link tree on our Instagram and our TikTok. And our website. So everything will be linked. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll do a video on how to get to it on Instagram. But we are actually changing our app over to Fable. It just allows us to have unlimited members in our book club. We will be posting on our stories for what book we are going to do for our book club. We are choosing between... Drumroll, please, while I get to this note.
Oh, shoot. Where's
my legs? The Quiet Tenant or Powerless. So, The Quiet Tenant, do you want to read descriptions about them?
Yeah. I don't have my phone, so you're going to have to look up the summary. My phone is being used right now.
Yeah, if you love us, you'll like, share, subscribe, follow, and tell all your friends about us, and then maybe we can get a camera.
Yeah, instead of using my phone. So, yeah, that's on you guys.
We spent all of our money on our audio. Okay, The Quiet Tenant by Clarice Maclachlan.
What?
That's probably not how you say that.
Let me see.
Maclachlan.
Oh.
It's like French or something.
Clemence Michelon.
Okay, you said that way nicer.
That's because I'm part French.
So I do like Storyograph for tracking your books. I feel like it gives you better suggestions and a better analytical mood reading situation, but it is a bitch because you can't like upload. Like I feel like if you have a Kindle, everything automatically uploads into your Goodreads, but nothing that doesn't happen with this. Anyways, it says this book is good for readers who enjoy tense, suspenseful thrillers about survival, focusing on resilience of a woman who are victims of a serial killer and kidnapper. So that is like the vibe. And then the description: Aidan Thomas is a hard-working family man and somewhat beloved figure in a small upstate town where he lives. Red flag number 1. Just kidding. He's the kind of man who always lends a hand. Red flag number 2. Just kidding.
Don't lend a hand.
You're on your own in this world. Anyway, lends a hand and has a good word for everyone. But Aidan That's so funny because I dated an Aiden. Is he a serial killer?
Maybe this book was based on him.
Oh God, I escaped. He did have a barn or like a
shit. You could have been the quiet tenant. You didn't know.
Anyways, but Aiden has a dark secret he's been keeping from everyone in town and those closest to him. He's a kidnapper and a serial killer. Aiden has murdered 8 women and there's a 9th that he's marked for death. Rachel, imprisoned in a backyard shed, fearing for her life. Shit, that could have been me.
It's too close to home.
It really does. When Aiden's wife dies, he and his 13-year-old daughter, Cecilia, are forced to move. Aiden has no choice but to bring Rachel along, introducing her to Cecilia as a family friend who needs a place to stay. After 5 years of captivity, Aiden is betting on Rachel being too brainwashed and fearful to attempt to escape. But Rachel's a fighter and a survivor. Yeah, bitch, she is. That's not what it says. I said that. As Rachel tests the boundaries of her new living situation, she begins to form tenuous connections with Cecilia. And when Emily, a local restaurant owner, develops a crush on the handsome widower, she finds herself drawn into Rachel and Cecilia's orbit, coming dangerously close to discovering Aiden's secret. Told through the perspective of Rachel, Cecilia, and Emily, The Quiet Tenant explores the psychological impact of Aiden's crimes on women in his life and the bonds between those women that give the strength to fight back. Both a searing thriller and an astute.
It's not astute.
An astute study.
Astute.
Of drama, survival, and dynamics. Astute study of drama, survival, and dynamics of power. The Quiet Tenant is an electrifying debut thriller by a major talent. This does have hella reviews. Its average star rating on Storygraph is 3.9. Oh, is it on KU?
I didn't look it up.
I look at you like you can look this up.
I can't. My phone's being used right now. I told you. I
the memory
saw
of a squirrel.
This book recommendation on TikTok because the thing that really stood out to me was it sounded so different because it's told from the perspective of the women in the book and the victims and not the killer. So I kind of was interested.
Not on Kindle Unlimited.
Well,
so you're going to have to invest.
You might have to spend $10.
Both books are not Kindle Unlimited. But I did see on TikTok that a lot of people go to like half price bookstores and all the popular books are there because people read them and then like what the fuck are you gonna do with them unless you have like a giant bookshelf that you want to keep and whatever. But they're both not on Kindle Unlimited. But this book club that we're doing this month is free, so
yeah, it's kind of a trade-off. So buy a book just to be included in the book club. And then, I mean, eventually there's probably going to be like a small fee just because we want to move it to our Patreon, which is $7 a month. And that pretty much just gets you extra content, which would be all the book club episodes are going to be only on Patreon and all the virtual meetings, like our organized group meetup that we want to do this summer, all the extras, that's what you would be getting with the $7 a month.
Yeah. And
plus
we're hoping eventually to put maybe like a bonus episode or something, or like our bloopers on there because we have a lot of them and sometimes we cut out a lot of the episodes.
You can't imagine why.
Okay.
But if you subscribe to our Patreon, you will know why. Some things that come out of our mouths are not really appropriate for podcasting.
Life. Okay. And then Powerless is it part of a trilogy apparently. Oh yeah, and then book number 2 is coming out in July. So I think that'd be kind of fun to read it now and then read the second one when it comes out in July together. It does. So both of these are like smut free, I'm assuming. I hope so. For the first one.
It seemed like for the first one that that they said that it wasn't super racy, but it had like some dialogue that was more adult dialogue.
I'm sure it had like swearing and like abusive language, but there's no smut, so
we don't need like our first book to have like 2 pages of trigger warnings like we usually read.
So our second one that we chose is Powerless from Lauren Roberts. I can say that name. So the vibe is a good fit for a reader who enjoys fantastical stories about overcoming adversity, exploring complex relationships, and questioning the morality of society's norms. So this is the description. She's the very thing he spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she spent her whole life pretending to be. Just kidding. That's like, I'm sure that's part of like the first page.
Oh, wow. That was intense.
That was intense. Okay. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Isla. Ilya? Ilya?
Ilya?
Ilya?
Ilya, R.I.P. No.
The exceptional, the empowered, the elites. The power these elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague. Through not only were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the rewards. Those born ordinary are just that, ordinary. And when the king decrees that all ordinaries are to be banished in order to preserve his elite society, lacking in ability suddenly becomes a crime. Making Peyton Gray a felon by fate and a thief by necessity. I don't know how to read.
But we're starting a book club.
You can do anything that you put your mind to.
I can't read out loud.
We will not be reading around the room.
Everyone take a chapter, take a sentence and read it to the group.
Oh gosh, that'd be awful. Okay. Surviving in the slums as an ordinary is no task, and Peyton knows this better than anyone else. Having been trained by her father, I love that spelling actually. Peyton, pay.
Is it P-E-Y-T-O-N?
It's P-A-E-D-Y-N.
Peyton.
Peyton.
I thought you were just saying Peyton weird.
Peyton. No, it's Peyton. Oh no, I can't name my kid that because I'd be like, Peyton, come here, Peyton.
Peyton.
And then I would slip right into that southern accent.
Oh, I for sure call them Payday.
Payday. Payday, come here.
Maybe we shouldn't read the descriptions. They're kind of long. Okay. Do you think that we should copy and paste it?
Yeah. Okay. We will put the descriptions, but I like the vibe thing. So anyway, I know Powerless is about, it's kind of like a Hunger Games vibe, but I've heard, and there's no smut, and a lot of people have a lot of things against that, especially coming off of like books like ACOTAR, or if you've read Haunting and Haunting Adeline, and you're like, I am a smut girly. Sometimes you just need to take a break, but I've heard the dialogue in this is like chef's kiss. The plot is chef's kiss. Everything about it is like fantastic. It does have 4.21 stars on Storygraph. And I feel like Storygraph is like hard to get above 4 stars, to be honest. I'm going to leave the feeling of the book, but we'll put the description.
So we just kind of want to like give you guys the vibe of each book, and then we'll post a picture of the description. I just think that's a little bit easier to follow. Yeah. It's almost like too much information even for me, no offense.
I was zoning out, and I was the one reading.
Okay, we don't want you guys to zone out. So essentially one psychological thriller, serial killer vibes, and then the other one is like fantasy romance, right? Or is it not even romance? Just there's no thriller.
I don't think there's a it says fiction, fantasy, romance, young adult, adventurous, emotional, tense, and medium paced.
Okay, so that 2 very different book vibes. So we'll see what you guys vote on, and
we can always do the other one later on in life too. So we're gonna put that on our Instagram story. Vote to see which one everyone wants to like pick and choose. We'll tell you which one we pick and choose, and then this will come out on April 4th.
Well, I'll post on our Not Your Average Mama's Facebook group and any of our social media. We'll like announce the actual start date, but we'll drop this episode and then have like a message us if you want to be a part of it, and then we can send you more information, and then we'll pick an official start date once we get the head count.
Yeah, so this episode will drop April 4th, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll probably give it a week. Like, we'll do a whole...
I was thinking a week, but...
A whole week of hyping up the book club. And then by the next episode drop, we'll have the full details out there. And then maybe start it in the middle of April and go until we feel like it. Depending on what book we choose. Because I guess... What is the page... So Quiet Tenant is 303 pages. I think Powerless is like fucking huge. It looks big. That's what she said.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Powerless is 502 pages. So also consider that too. But we're thinking about doing like a book a week. And then Are
you saying a book a week? Then read an entire book a week?
Chapter. No, like X amount of chapters a week.
I was like, not everybody can read as fast as us. I mean,
it depends on the week and how busy it is, but I can usually like read a book a week on average. But what else was I going to say? Oh, so the app, I will have what the app we're going to use on our website. It's called Fable. You download it, create an account, and then you can search for our book club, which is called Not Your Mama's Book Club. It is public, so anybody can join it. And then we'll post like updates and stuff in there. And then what else do I want to say? Oh, and then in this book club, it's kind of like the other one where like you can do non-spoilers. So if you say like you're on chapter 13, it won't expose the comments for chapters 14 until you say that you're on 14. So it's a non-spoiler app too. So
yeah, that's nice. Although we should all be at the same chapter amount. Otherwise, we can't do our Zoom meetings.
Yeah, roughly. So, I mean, if you want, it's all up to you. If you want spoilers, jump in. If you don't want spoilers, that's on you. But we will announce, like, we're having a Zoom meeting for chapters 1 through whatever. If you haven't read them, and you want to join, that's your choice. That's not ours.
But yeah, also if you will share this book club with like your friends, we only have like so much reach. If you know of a friend that would like to be a part of a virtual book club, invite them, share our information, just make it like more accessible so that we can reach as many people as possible, because we'd love to have a big group. It'll be more fun. So
yeah, we're
don't
excited.
Make it just be me and Lindsay.
Yeah.
We already have book clubs ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know anything else you want to say about the book club. Join our fucking book club. No, just kidding. I was too aggressive. Please join our book club.
Join our book club if you want to live.
to see tomorrow.
When you have a nice new fresh book in your hands. And escape this hellscape. Hellhole.
Escape your own hellhole. Join hellhole. Hellhole.
Escape the hellhole that is your life.
And join this book club. That's our tagline.
Shitty life? Clean it up with a book.
I just imagine you mopping the floor with like a book.
I imagine wiping my butt.
Like you use a page.
Shitty life? Clean it up with a book.
Rip.
So stupid. Please don't leave that in.
I'm leaving it.
You would.
I would. Okay.
You would. Okay. Every time I say leave it in, like I take that out, she'll like amplify my voice and remix it.
I'll like slow it down so you can really hear it.
My butt. Shitty life. Wipe your ass with this book.
Oh gosh. Okay. We also
just part.
I tried to hold it in.
You pushed too hard and your laugh is
laughing too hard. It just came out.
You can't laugh and hold it, suck it apart at the same time.
Okay. Any hoosers.
I dare you, when you're editing this, to put in like the loudest fart noise.
I triple dog dare me too. Future me, editing me.
Hi, this is Future Me, and guess what? Challenge accepted and challenge complete. Now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
We also just want to touch base about the books that we're reading right now, because who else the fuck are we going to talk about it?
Yeah, we do.
What's happening in your book world?
Well, we accidentally talked about all of this at lunch. Just kidding. No,
So
I finally finished
up.
ACOTAR. And now I want to read the first 3 again.
Yes.
I literally just finished them last week. But since I finished that one last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I think it was just last week, I've read 2 more books. Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton. And that's like a spin-off or it's like, it goes with Haunting and Hunting Adeline. It's just like a side book that has similar characters or some of the same characters. And then I read Ask for Andrea, which I had like put a guess out a few episodes ago of what I thought it was going to be after I read like the first chapter. And
I
it was like,
try to replay it right here.
We did not make predictions of this book. It was a different book. We are, in fact, dumb bitches. Back to the show.
yeah, it was not right at all. I mean, it wasn't like absolutely wrong, but it was just not the direction I thought the book was going to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, within the first chapter, probably maybe it's second chapter, I was like, there was a twist that I didn't expect that that's the route the book took. And I really liked that. So it was a very interesting book and different than a lot of the psychological thrillers that I've read recently. And then I'm also listening to Fourth Wing. So that was my second audiobook. I'm about like a third of the way in. And that's where I'm at. I just downloaded, because I finished those other two books. I downloaded The Ritual and The Sinner. So I'm going to start those two. And
those are spicy.
There was Satan's Affair, which is also H.D. Carlton. That's about...
I heard Satan's Affair is really good.
I heard that too. And so that's... I was going to say Libby, but that's not right. Oh my gosh. It's a character from Haunting and Hunting Adeline that if you haven't read that, you wouldn't know. But her story, she worked at like a haunted house called Satan's Affair. So it's just a hippie. It's like something like that. Hippie? Sibby. Okay. I said Libby.
Yeah, and then you're like, it's something with an S. So, yeah, Sibby.
I knew it had, okay. So, I actually said it had something with a P, but whatever.
Pippi.
That's what I said.
Pippi.
Pip.
Is about my
Sibby.
cat.
Anyway, Sibby. She has such a good character in Hunting and Haunting Adeline, so I really want to read that spinoff. So, I have quite a few books lined up, and then I also want to read... Well, I'm listening to Fourth Wing, and then I'll listen to Iron Flame after that. Right? You have that one.
Yeah.
Downloaded, I think, on your Audible.
Yep.
And then what was Throne of Glass?
Yes.
That's the next, series.
That one I can give you Jordan's login to listen to that one.
What?
The Throne of Glass. I have the first
nice
6 books.
Perfect.
Because I do feel like they just take a while because it's a lot of description, but honestly, I do really love Throne of Glass. And I'm on the last 3 book stretch, so I'm doing my tandem read right now, which I feel like is going to take a while to get through, but that's okay. But I have read The Ritual. I just read that on our honeymoon, and holy crap, so good. So easy to read. And then I'm reading The Sinner right now. That one's a little bit more spicier. I feel like that one is 6 spicy.
6 out of 5?
6 out of 5, yeah. And then I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas because it was recommended by Erica, the one on TikTok. And that one was super good. That one was spicy. I just feel like I had to get out of the fantasy world for a second and just read really fast-paced books that are spicy and cleanse my palate.
Well, don't you feel like once you the fantasy books, they're so long, they take longer to get through, that you kind of feel like you're kind of halting your reading progress. And then even just I read 2 books since I finished the other one last week, and it kind of spurred me on to want to read more, because
you just need a palate cleanser that can keep you reading
and break it up.
Yeah, for sure. Because you build a whole world in your head, and then it just comes to an end, and you're like, what do I do with my life now? And so what you do is you read a book that's not a trilogy.
Mindless,
yes.
Kind of.
And that's another good thing about the Lords series, which is The Ritual, The Sinner, and whatever. I think they have 3. They're standalone books. So you don't need to read, you could read The Sinner first and then read The Ritual. They're not continuous, which was so nice. And then I forget... I downloaded hella books on my Kindle.
Wow, your voice got so deep there.
Hella.
That's impressive. I wonder how low I can get. Hella.
Once You're Mine, I've heard The Spark of the Everflames is super good. Daughter of No Words. The Book of Azrael. What Lies Beyond the Veil.
The Book of Azrael, is that from Akatar?
No. Separate series. And then for a thriller, I downloaded Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I heard that one's good. And then Praise, also heard that was good. And then I've never read The Housemaid, so I was going to read that. But you know what? I only got to 1 book because we were doing so many activities.
I've read the first and second one of The Housemaid, and then there's a new one called The Housemaid is Watching, I believe is what it's called, and that one comes out this summer.
Ooh, so spicy. Mm-hmm. And then do you have any books that your husband loved but never read?
I don't think so, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he just realized
what happens when you read spicy books.
I think he just realized that I read spicy books because I found out that he was listening to our book club episodes, and I was like,
Jordan will just come up and randomly read a page hoping to catch me in a spicy scene.
Oh gosh. There was one spicy scene that I read from the last Akatar book. Mm-hmm. And I was on the airplane, and I was between Christine and Jesse, and I was just I think I'm gonna wait to read this. I just felt too dirty to read that, like,
I
where
think
people
it's
could just read the words.
So funny to read spicy scenes in public. Like, I did that so much on the cruise, and I'm like, no one has any idea that I'm reading that. So much is happening on this page right now between these two people, and everyone's naked. It's just so funny because your face is just like blank, and you're just like reading, and they're like, just reading it in public.
You're like, you think your face is just like plain, but your face is actually just like, oh, yeah.
I feel like Jordan really enjoyed the ACOTAR series, but he never read it. He really liked Birthday Girl and then The Ritual too. That was good, but Zodiac Academy too. That one's pretty good, I think he would say.
You make him wear wings yet?
No.
Just order some little wings on Amazon. That doesn't have the same effect. It's
like the 4-year-old costume wings.
Little black angel wings. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, we love some books. We're so excited that we have our shit together and that we actually have a book club. So look out for our story should have already happened. So hopefully you voted on Instagram.
Then we can announce which one was a winner. Today was like awesome because we were both kid-free, no work today for either of us. So we were like able to like hit it hard, get everything figured out, and get a jump start on getting this book club together, which is really nice since it's all gross and snowy outside. Yeah. It's something to like look forward to and plan now that our vacations are over. We need something else to work for. So join the book club, tell your friends. Let's just get a really fun online community that likes to read some fun books and just break away from your life for a little bit. If your
partner has a 4-hour activity that he likes to do or they like to do during the weekend, now you have at least an hour activity a week.
And
plus the reading time.
This doesn't have to be just for women. Like we call it's called Not Your Mama's Book Club because we read books that have language, different scenes. They're not just all like, I don't know. I can't think of some who was the one that like my mom used to always read?
That basic author.
Nora Roberts or whatever. It's not like, Dean Koontz is good, but like that, like it's just a little bit more
saucy.
There's better, like more interesting plots. There's fantasy. There's just maybe even like some true crime at some point. Like there's just like, that's what Not Your Mama's Book Club means. It's just going to be a really wide variety of different types of books. Mm-hmm. So if any of your guy friends or your husbands or just anybody also wants to join, this isn't just for women.
Or if you want to record them reading chapters that are a little wild, that would also be great.
It would be. That'd be so funny, actually. Submit the funniest face.
Yeah.
All right, well.
All right. Anyways, that's our book club. Hope
to see you all there. Bye.
Bye.
Ring, ding, ring, ring, ding, ding, ding. See ya. Bye. You've been the one. You've been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You've been the one.
That'll be $7. Thank you.
I know. Sorry. Okay, you can have royalties. Okay, bye. Bye. I love books.